did the second surgery, and the muscles of my eye came out, the tissue or muscles or whatever they call it. So I
Wow.
had a crossed eye. If I look at you, my eye will be looking at the left.
Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations. My name is Zanella Ibikere. I am your host and I am here to ignite your God's given purpose. From my experience living with impaired vision, I've come to realize the power of resilience, mindset, and determination. On this channel, we bring you inspiring stories of remarkable people who are living beyond their limitations. We also explore tips and insights that will inspire, motivate, and empower you to break free from your limitations, become who God has created you to be, find meaning and purpose, and live a well balanced life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So, join me as together we would learn, grow, and thrive beyond our limitations. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Living Beyond Limitations. So, today we have an amazing guest in the house, your Royal Flyness, Queen of the Eagles, Oluwakemi Odusanya. Oluwakemi is a seasoned gender and disability inclusion facilitator with over 4 years of demonstrated experience in development organizations. Throughout her career, he has provided technical support in conducting disability and accessibility audits for companies to mainstream disability within the value chain. Her motivation stems from her personal journey transitioning from a sighted to a visually impaired in 2006. This experience fuels her passion for bridging the gap in leadership role between men and women with disabilities. Driven by her lived experience as a woman with visual impairment, Oluwakemi leads the Eagles Voice International for disability rights. This initiative empowers blind women and women with disabilities, equipping them with the skills needed to attain leadership positions in media, politics, and corporate sectors. Through this work, she aims to bridge the gap in leadership roles. Let's make welcome your Royal Flyness, Queen of the Eagles, Oluwakemi Odusanya. Hi, Kemi. Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you here.
Thank
So,
you.
I finally have a female. Like, where are the visually impaired females? So just be male, male, male. Yeah, I'm so excited to have this conversation with a female. Yeah, like, okay. So, one thing, Kemi, I love your confidence and you
Thank you.
boldly identify as a blind lady. Don't you think
Yes,
that's too
please.
stereotypical? Why do you do
It is
that?
not. It is
Okay,
not because, it's like calling a spade a spade. So
okay.
it's what I am confident, comfortable with it. I'm confident enough. Yeah, you see, there are some times in one's life that you just have to just say the truth to yourself. There are several times where I'm like, I had to juggle between, okay, is this what it is? Is this not what it
Mm,
is? And I realized that, see, in order for me to get the required or assistive device or required need, it is
mm,
best I just call a spade because, hey, I cannot see anything. So
mm.
I am blind. The glasses you see me putting on is just for, how would I put it? Just for covering or shade, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
nothing, it
yeah.
doesn't enhance my vision. So that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Like calling a spade a spade. There's no need hiding behind it. Like, okay, this is
Sure.
who you are. I
Mhm.
understand. I like that. I know you lost your sight in the year 2006. So would you like to share with us how that happened?
Okay, so I think right from my childhood, I've had, short-sightedness. And I've
Okay.
been visiting hospitals severally. I remember Ikeja General Hospital. Me and my mom would go there as early as 5 a.m. and all that. I remember my appointment time was always on a Thursday. So I would definitely miss school by then and all that. Right. And would go, come back, go, come back. Doctors were not really saying anything. At a point, yeah, they said I should use glasses, spectacles to aid my vision. And because of the mentality, right? Um,
Mm,
my father was like, no. The child how can I use glass at a very tender age and all that?
Yeah.
And so I didn't use glass until I got to JSS1. Then when I started using the glasses, it helped me. In fact, I was like, wow, so I could see the world. You understand, right? And I was using my glasses was very thick. When I say bottle, this I don't want to mention
Those
any brand.
big,
So
big
soft
ones.
drink bottle, and you have the bottom. So they call it like igoloju, like the bottle in the eye. That's how my glass it
Oh.
was very thick. So I was using it up until like Genesis 3. And I remember I was in fact to the extent I use glasses, so to the extent at a point my glasses, the glasses itself, the lens rather will fall off his frame. Right, I'll pick
Mm.
it, fix it back. Omo,
I
I
using
use
your
glass.
car.
Then later on,
I use glass.
I had to change school, and I think in 2006, I was in SS2, and eclipse of the moon started. I remember at least that's thing I could not forget. Not that the eclipse of the moon happened to my eye, but I remember that
Mm.
year was the year we had eclipse of the moon.
Okay.
When I was about to go to school that day, I stepped out of the house, dressed up near a girls' secondary school, and I
Mm.
was about going. And all of a sudden, I could not see anything. I had a blurry vision. I came back home and all that. My father was like, okay, maybe because I was tired, I have worked
Mm.
myself, and we're having an examination then. So they gave me a tin of milk. I drank, just to regain strength and all that. But hey, he told my uncle to drive me to school. And at the end of it all, I went to school. I came back home, nothing. So I went to the nearest clinic, and they referred me to a bigger hospital. In fact, that hospital is a very common hospital in Lagos where almost all blind person, if you ask them, where did you go? They'll tell you this is the name. It's a private hospital, right? And I went there. I had my first surgery. Said I had retina detachment. I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay, retina detachment, blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow, okay. And they now said the amount was about, I think it was about 250,000 to 500K then to operate on my
Wow.
eye. And it was just on my right eye because the left eye, ignorantly, I remember when I was little,
Mm.
I had the vision had deteriorated, but because I was seeing with one eye, I wasn't really paying attention to the left eye,
So that was
right?
my
So,
case. I didn't pay attention. Like I could see
yes.
with one eye.
So,
What's the essence? Yeah.
aha.
Okay.
So later on, they were like, okay, that it was the right eye that could still have more chances. I'm like, I had to do surgery, retina detachment. Severally, we cried there, and now where will we see the money? $500,000 as at then 2006. Hey, we
Mm.
went to several, and we still came back. Lo and behold, I sure did the surgery. But on the day they
Okay.
discharged me from the surgery, I hit my eye with the handle of a car when I
Mm.
came out because when you had
Oh my
operation, they will
God.
tell you not to look down. So I went to the
Okay.
toilet, and I was coming back. I did not ask for help. So I was coming back. I didn't know the car was opened. I hit the eye. So it was okay, right? But when I entered into the car and I raised up my eye, I could see some bubbles. Only me would see it. Nobody could see it. So it was like an internal stuff. Then I complained to my mom, and they were like, okay, we told the doctor. The doctor was like, let us take a look at it for a while.
Mm.
We looked at it, and after looking at the eye, the doctor recommended a laser joint, that I should do a
Wow.
laser joint. It's like welding the eye, welder, right? When they weld
Mm.
two ions together.
I
So they had
beg.
to do it for
Oh,
me.
no
I
talk
did I did it. Then later on, it didn't improve. They were like, okay, the doctor recommended a second surgery, right? So I did the second surgery, and the muscles of my eye came out, the tissue or muscles or whatever they call it. So I
Wow.
had a crossed eye. If I look at you, my eye will be looking at the left. So it was like it wasn't really nice to see the eye. Even
Half
my
as
friends, they
well.
could not like look
Mm.
at me, right? My mom too was
Wow.
like, went to do another laser joint and still did not, help the matter.
Oh
Later
my
on,
God.
they're like, okay, I should go for another surgery. I did a third surgery, and that was I was like, do you know what? I'm tired. Because that third
Mm.
surgery I could not even see at the point. Yeah, I could not see. I think I could see color
Wow.
at the point. And every time you go to the hospital, they'll tell you to pay for money for appointment, 5,000 and all. More person where which they blind, okay, 5,000 naira, 10,000 to get eye drop and all that kind of a thing. And hey, financially wise, it was in fact. But lo and behold, 2007, I had to stop schooling, and that was like, it was like, I just gave up. I was like, do you know what? It's best. Let me just let's look for other remedy. And yes, my parent did not relent. Yeah, we tried
Mm.
several options, and that is what it is. Then all of a sudden, right, while my
Mm.
mom was very concerned, crying around. One of our friends, walked up to her and like, do you know, this girl can still go back to school. Partially school for the
Um,
blind is there. She could still go back and all that. She's
mm,
like, okay. So funnily, all through my years, we never heard of Pacelli school. And you know what?
okay. Mm,
Fortunately for me, Pacelli school is like 13-hour bus from my house as at then. It was not
really?
even far. And we never knew anything about it. So my mom went to make inquiries and they were like, okay, they only admit in the month of June once a year. I was like, okay. So in
Mm,
June 2008, I went there for my interview and everything. And God helped me. I was admitted. I can never forget. I think it was first Monday in June, June 2nd, 2008 or something. And I got
mm.
admission and I had to begin the school October. I was so happy. Like
You even
I could
sound
go back
happy
to
now that
school.
you're talking about
Uh,
it, right?
I could go back to school and I was like, I could see other person, but hey, before I could go back to school, my dad did not still agree. He was like, no, his child
Mm,
can see, his child would see, blah, blah, blah. And I
mm,
was like, okay, fine, it's cool. No, no doubt, God is going to do it, which I still have
um,
belief up until date, right? But
mm,
while we are still waiting on that or trying other options, let her go to this school, right? So that she can also mix up, right? So that because I hate not, telling her the fact that I'm even the first child and everything, I could
mm,
understand the concern and everything. So, and
um,
with the perseverance and with my self-willed, I was able to
mm.
go back to school. And I remember before even then, at times I would stay at home. Only me, everybody that have gone to school, I was stay on the balcony. I was scared then of, Ojuju Calabar. I was scared of Masquerade. All this film that we watch, it had a negative toll on me. So I,
Yeah.
I, I was scared of staying alone. So from there, I went back to school. 2000 and I did 1 year because I was already in secondary school. So because of that, I
Oh,
just went for
okay.
rehabilitation. So I did 1 year at
Okay.
Shelley. Unfortunately for me, I gained admission. I had to change my department, yes, because when I was sighted, I was in science
Mm,
class. I loved chemistry, physics, and biology. So it wasn't possible for me, right? So I had to switch
mm.
department and all that. I went back to secondary school, started from SS1 again at Lagos State
Wow.
Model College, Agbawa Ikosi, Ikorodu. Then God helping me, I did my JAM after my secondary school SS3 and I gained admission that very year, 2012. And I gained admission to
No.
University of Lagos to study mass communication. I graduated and here I am trying to make an impact back to the society.
Wow. You're the second person mentioning partially here. I guess I had a
Oh, yes, I
few.
think I listened to him. That's
Okay.
Peace.
Peace. Oh, you
Yes,
even
I remember.
remember the
Yeah.
name.
I
Yeah,
know
peace.
him. Yeah. It was the head boy. I think when I left, there was a time we had a program. It was the head boy in Pacelli in his set. Yeah, I
Oh,
remember.
really?
But
Okay. Okay.
yes.
Wow. 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 I can understand why it was difficult for your dad to accept, you being the first child and you were so young. But for you, it was easy for you to just accept and move on in life. So, what was that thing that made you to accept easily at such an early age? And my second question would be, so having become a visually impaired person, it influenced your career choice. So you had to switch from science to arts. So what was it like for you switching from science to arts?
Okay, so the first thing for me is that what influenced me to easily accept the fact that
Mm,
number one, I never saw anyone who was educated as a
mm.
person with disability or as a blind person. In fact, to shock you, in front of my house, we have a lot of beggars, either
Wow.
acclaimed blind or those that are really blind and all that. So when my sighting should happen, I only had four
Mm,
things in mind: to
mm.
beg, to see someone that will pitifully marry me, to get
Oh,
pregnant and die. Those were the
hey.
four things that kept to my mind because I
Mm,
never thought that there was still things I could go back to do, right? So
yeah,
when I saw
exactly.
that there was opportunity to go back to school, and funnily, Pacelli School happened to be my very first boarding school.
Mm,
When I was in junior school, I went to Regan Memorial Baptist Girls Secondary School. It was a day and boarding school, and I
mhm,
understand, boarding facility. I was already having, the zeal to go to boarding school because I was always hearing things happening and all that. I wanted to, be included. So when I got Pacelli, I was like, wow, the ability to even go out of the house. Funnily, in fact, when people ask me this question, I just like,
mm,
I don't think there was nothing holding me back because number
mm,
one, I was already self-willed. I loved education. I
yeah,
loved impact.
okay.
When I was in
Mm,
secondary school before the I started at New Era, I was almost there was this thing. that was going on in Golden Rockers. It was this Golden Mom, whatever, dance competition. I was part of my
Mhm.
group. I remember we went for, then Genevieve Inaji had this book, Next Generation or something like that. I loved reading, I loved
Okay.
education, and
Mm,
I loved dancing. In fact, when they sent
mm.
me out to go and buy something at home, I would just be in front of maybe Accra woman or something. Music would on they play.
They
I
just
don't
dance.
dance. Not like, oh
That's
God.
so do
You know,
you.
when I was just standing like this, but internally, you don't dey say my body don't dey vibrate like it is
Uh-huh.
dance. So I wanted to. I didn't want anything to stop my dream. I didn't want anything to like
Mm,
shake me. That regardless of that, I wanted to make
mm.
impact. And the fact that I could still
Okay.
go back to school gave me that
Mm,
will, that self
mm,
will, and I was like, wow.
mm.
So it was self will for me. The
Okay.
society, my family, the fact that I'm the first child, I
Mm,
wanted to like say no to the negative perception. So those were my, desired. So when I went to Pacelli and, I've learned living and daily skills and I could, relate with every other person. I was already I was watching films because I wanted to like be out there. Then I remember Sebastian and, hey, what's this film?
Catalina.
Sebastian and Good,
Catalina.
Catalina. God. I was already like training my
You die
voice.
there.
I loved acting and I loved radio. I loved
Mm,
TV. And I was like, wow. So I was already like, do you know what? If science ain't gonna work, I think
okay.
I want to go into broadcasting. I loved mass
Okay.
communication, right? So it was kind of
Mm,
easy for me. I feel that my major, striker for me was the fact that I myself already accepted it. And I
okay.
myself already determined that I was going to change the narrative. If it is a
Mm,
different thing, if it was just my mother that accepted it for me or my
yeah.
parents without me,
Mm.
it would have been another different thing entirely.
I just love your will and determination. And this mass communication suits you a lot. You know, you're one person that also changed my perception about visually impaired person. Like you're one person like I love the way she speaks and all, and I know
Right.
my audience will agree with me. Like man, she speaks very well. That is plenty English, you know. Before you leave, you give us
It's much
your
more.
Zobia vibes, you know. Where
That's
you
why
go
we are
and
the
your
queen of the
Zobia from?
Eagles.
Yeah. So you
Uh-huh.
said something that you still believe you can receive your sight
Sure.
now. It's been like 18 years and
Mm.
so let's talk
You dey
about
count am
faith.
for me.
Again, so when it comes to calculation, I dey calculate for Africa.
I'm your senior in that field, right?
You be my senior, over senior for that matter. So let's talk about faith. You know, people's perception about faith. Like you have been in this situation for a very long time. Why haven't you regained your sight? Maybe you don't have enough faith. So, what would you say about that? And do you feel comfortable going to church, or you feel like you must be the worst sinner in church?
Mm. See, for me, I'm very cool going to church because I know for a fact I did not say, God, please, I want to be blind. God, please,
Mm,
visual impairment. No. Now, see, when it comes to faith, it is individual. In fact,
mm.
some people say, do you go to church? How is your religion? I'm like, see, for me, it's not religion, it's spirituality, right? It is
Yeah,
spirituality.
spirituality
So
is not
it's
religion.
individual.
Yeah.
It's your faith, right?
Mm,
My
mm,
faith says I wasn't born blind. I am
mm.
not, even if I am like this, I am certain that when I get to heaven, I would see, right? My
Perfect.
faith, my faith and my belief is that there might be a reason why it is like this. Remember that blind guy
Mm,
and the disciple was saying, oh, why is it like this? And is it that the parents sinned or whatever? But because the
mm,
glory of the Lord has
mm.
a purpose in his life. And the word of the Lord says, all of my words shall come to fruition, right?
Yes.
Nothing that is written that would not come to pass. The Bible has a lot. It has a lot. It just takes understanding, right? It says that
Mm,
by his stripes I am healed. I
mm,
am healed internally. Yeah, you might not be saying it's that, oh, my eyes is seeing or my eyes is not seeing, but
mm.
I believe, I know that the reason why I'm in this state is for a purpose.
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
purpose definitely would come to pass. In fact, at times
Mm,
I used to imagine and tell some people like, come on, when are they see? I never
mm.
enter aeroplane, no. Now when I don't call they see, I call they fly. You understand? So there is a reason
Mm,
for everything,
mm.
right? And I believe
Yeah.
that I am blind by just
Mm,
a statement, but my eyes are seeing a lot that even you that has your two eyes but popping out might
mm,
not even see, right? So when it talks about
mm.
the aspect of going to church, yes, I do go to church. In fact, I remember when I was going to, my physical location, when my friend was still, a spinster, because I stopped going as a relation because she wasn't around. We go to church together and all of that, and she
Okay.
changed location. Yes, I do go to church. In fact, I've been to several churches, and at times when I hear people say, "Oh, I do not go to church again," I don't blame
Mm,
them. When you go
yeah.
to church, you really think Bible, God,
Mm.
pastor does the talk. John chapter 3, verse 16. Can you open your Bible? And the brethren begin to open Bible and say, For God so loved the world, and he gave his only begotten son. That's why they talk about salvation. And you
Mm,
can't see Auntie Amaka enter church. The whole
mm.
king, they enter. Pastor go just change her. By the stripes you are healed. You need to
Hallelujah.
say it, believe it. Somebody, when you can't come, and Amaka can't come front of church, they
Mm,
second line. The next
mm,
and the next person beside you, who in faith, you want to test God. Maybe God see their life. Can't they say, Jesus? And Amaka, close your eye. Say that
I,
you can see. You can
uh,
see. I tell you that there is a lot. You are
mm,
damaging the person's even
mm.
spirituality the more. Because imagine after
Yeah.
praying,
Mm,
talking a lot, and Amaka no come see after the church service.
mm.
Number one, she'll be feeling dejected. That is it that her faith is so
Yes,
little that she cannot
exactly.
open her eye to see, or even the
Mm,
persons around her will not start thinking, Sister Maka, why? Did you commit sin or something? See that
mm,
I'm telling you, it has happened to me when I was in University of Lagos in
mm,
front of Moremi, no, not Moremi, New Hall, Makama, right? Those that are familiar with University of Lagos will
mm,
know this. And we were strolling, me and my sister, like, right, Sister
mm.
Grace, we were strolling around after I think church service with one of our friends. That one even day wheelchair. Yeah. He did wheelchair, we can't work. And I saw this, it's a very, very popular church like this, but let me just
Mm,
use it. They were
mm,
just strolling, this brother just coming. Oh,
mm.
sister, you have faith. Tonight you shall see. And I'm like, yes, I believe I will
Hallelujah.
see. Say, sister, you shall see. I say, yes. Ah, God, I say, Jehovah, which will come with this on top me road. They can't
You are
drag me, go
still
one side.
you.
Where people when people they stay, they wait for bus, they can't say make I go there. I stay, they can't they speak. Sister, look at that billboard. What did you see? I say, sure. Maybe I be saying
Oh
now later
yeah.
color they see. I say, open your eye. I open. They say, what did you say? I say, I can't see anything. I say, don't worry, you will see. Oh, yeah, begin to pray. You were going to. I say, yes. Oh
I
Lord
can
God.
believe
Oh,
you.
they pray. Oh, Jehovah. Jesus say it is not yet time. Like, because if it was
Exactly.
time, I believe that I would see, right? So,
Yes.
and after they pray, finish, the call someone could they go. I was like, in fact, I tell you that day I had a shift in my spirituality. I was like,
Mm,
is it what exactly is happening? Is it that I do not have enough faith? Or is it that
mm,
because I've been to church, I've been to a lot of spiritual homes. I
mm.
understand the low self-esteem those things can cause if the result
Yeah,
of what you
exactly.
want is not happening. But I believe in one thing. Be spiritual, know your spirituality, have a one-on-one with God,
Relationship.
right?
Yeah.
You
Mm,
are of God, you are his own. So whatever the
exactly.
pastor says, it is just like a secondary. I use this medium right there.
Mm,
It's not just enough for a person with disability to come to church or to come to mosque and begin to think that the only thing the person wants is to receive healing. No.
yeah,
Are you so
exactly.
concerned about the healing of that person or the aftermath, after the 6 feet under the ground of that person?
Oh,
Which one
yes,
should you
yes,
be
yes,
more
yes, yes,
concerned
yes,
about?
yes,
You
yes.
should be more concerned about the eternity of that person. The
Person.
blindness, the hand impairment, the leg, the whatever could just be for a temporary. right?
Wow, I love what you said. Spirituality is a
Yeah.
personal faith, a one-on-one
Hmm.
connection with God. It's not a religion. Yeah, so faith and no faith is not for the next person to decide. It's God. Yeah,
Yeah.
and people should be concerned about eternity, living a purposeful life, and all, and not
Mm.
the whether the person is impaired or blind
Or
or
not.
whatever.
Mm.
That's secondary. Well said.
Yes.
You did talk, Sha. You're just cracking me up. So let's talk about what you do. Queen of the Eagles. So tell us about your foundation, Eagles Voice International, your weekly program, Eagles Patch, and what you also do on Wazobia FM.
So if you recall when I was giving my personal experience, it's not
Mm,
just because, oh, this lady is able to pass through the stage, she was able to go to Pacelli school. No,
mm,
I'm very big on impactation. I'm very big on recycling. And I remember when I was in University of Lagos, my pastor then used to make attributes of eagle, as a leader.
okay.
That's wonderful. Then I said, let us give, why not me use eagle? I made the research. I saw that eagles have 8 times powerful vision than that of an adult human. Negative perception about disability. Let me use it to change the narrative from people.
Mm,
So I then said, why not, if not, Eagle's
mm,
Voice International for Disability Rights, where we
mm,
empower women with disabilities. In fact, as first, during my leadership training, at first I started with, the blind women because that's my forte. Why not give them the essential skills that are needed in leadership? Because I then realized that, remember I say eagles, they are like an attribute of a leader, okay? Even if we have a lot in the disability community, we have women that are doing it. I can count. We have Lois Alta, we have Grace Jerry, and I'm like,
yeah.
why can't we count visually impaired women in leadership
Mm,
position? Self-esteem is low, confidence
mm,
is not there. So that's why I said our focus, right? A major pointer for us would be to empower these women with disabilities with needed essential skills that are relevant in today's economy. So that they can actively participate, so that we can change the narrative. If we have enough women with disabilities in government, in media, in politics, in corporate society, we can
mm.
then be able to nail the narrative, the negative narrative that people think or have towards us. So that's why I say, why not let's empower them with the skills that are needed to actively participate in leadership roles, such as the
Mm.
media. The media is my forte, right?
Yeah.
Academic wise, yes, I studied mass comm. I'm even practicing it, right? So in
Mm,
the media, a major pointer for me. In politics, how many women with disability in general do you even find in political, landscape? Let us also have them, and
mm.
also in the corporate societies. So this is what I want every other woman with disability to stand up in confidence, in grand style, to be able to defend their agenda and also defend their skills. It's high time we change that negative perception about women with disabilities.
Yeah, women with disability can become more. Like the Kenyan senator with visual impairment.
Kenya
Okay.
senator, yeah.
Yeah, your weekly program, Eagles Patch.
So at
Yeah.
Eagles Patch is a weekly live social media broadcast where we bring in, diverse personalities. It's talking about, professions, marriage, lifestyle, health, education, politics, etc. So we bring in professionals from diverse professions to talk about what they do, and also to mainstreaming down to diversity, adventure, inclusion, and lifestyle. So we bring in people, ordinary people from across the globe to inspire the society. When I mean society, I mean the audience, to inspire the audience about what they need to know, because people do not talk about disability, and it is what they should know, because disability is not a tag to a particular family. Disability
Yeah.
can happen to anybody. You need to change the mindset of people. And hey, at Eagles Pet, we're on, I think, episode 12, 13 now. We've brought in diverse people, persons with disability across, to talk about their experiences from the media angle, from the professional angle. I think very soon, or you might have seen it, right? When this this live comes out, we are going to be having an actor who is a person with disability who is doing something very great. So we have a lot of them. But the Eagles Perch is not just to talk about persons with disability. We bring in persons without disability as well. And
Wow.
I also
Wow.
do the one at Wazobia FM, which you talked about, is
Yeah.
Better Niger. So I co-host with another guy who is visually impaired as well, a comedian, Kelly Blind. Sensitization program on Wazobia 95.1 in Lagos, Nigeria, every Sunday by 1 to 2 p.m., where we talk about disability, right? Changing the narrative about disability inclusion. So that's what we do.
Wow, Kemi, I must say you're a woman of impact and vision, and you're also changing the narrative.
Thank you.
Like Elikela said, the only thing worse than being blind is having sight without vision. I mean, what is your sight without having a vision for your life? So, what does living beyond limitations mean to you?
What it means to me is to be relevant regardless of whatever situation you might find yourself. So, because to me, regardless of disability or no disability, even if you do not have any disability, right, you
Mm,
need to live beyond what the society thinks you should be. Living beyond that stereotype, living
mm,
beyond what another person think I should do. It's about breathing, it's about
yeah,
impactation, either impacting
impartation, yeah.
yourself or the other people around you, living beyond the
Mm.
status quo, living beyond the existence, right? Living to impact, living to ensure that God's purpose also has come to fruition and you're bringing others.
As in you finish work for what it means. It means all that. So I must say I've enjoyed this conversation with you. You don't crack me up, Taya.
Serious, eh?
As we come to an end, what are your final words? And you go do am in Wazobia FM Eagles Radio version.
Now, when John they listen to me, I they tell you, say, now you're one and only, okay, Radio Eagle, Queen of the
Mm,
Eagles. I they tell Una, if you get any disability, nothing can say that the last thing will go happen to you be that, okay? You
mm,
get a lot of things where you want to, where you supposed to. The first thing
mm,
that make you first accept, say that thing don't happen to you. If it no be you, who you go be? So
mm,
accept and it don't happen. And as it don't happen, look for other ways where you feel do it, where you feel equip yourself, where you feel still gather knowledge. Okay. And after you don't gather knowledge,
exactly.
I tell you, say the word they wait for you. If you're not
Mm,
parents or picking or child or husband or wife or person will get disability, and they give you thumbs up, and they clap for you, and they give you clap on top sign language style. Say you fit, right? What you they do right now? Now good thing. No make waiting people talk, say, waiting they do. No make third person enter your head. Don't take up that challenge today with that person. You are doing wonderfully well. So no relent. Also look for people where they out there where you feel also make impact. And to the community, to persons who don't get disability at all. Okay, nothing saying at the end of the world though. Disability they happen to age, it happen to maybe young, birth, anything. Okay, so but meet someone we get disability today, be a friend to the person. Research more on how you feel do them to make sure say life for better for this kind of individual. To people where feel make change for the society, and they tell you say anything where you they do, put and say person wey get disability, children, young, old, adults, everybody they carried along in anything where you do, because tomorrow anything fit happen to you. Now wetin you don't put for ground today, now you go shop tomorrow. So please
mm.
make we make sure say the world they better for everybody.
Let's end on that. We could make the world a better place for all of us. Queen of the Eagles.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Kemi. Thank you once again for being here.
Thank you
Very
very
good.
much.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with your Royal Flyness, Queen of the Eagles, Oluwakemi Odusanya. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories like Kemi's. Bye for now. Until next time. If you like this content, click on the like button, share to anyone who might benefit from this, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more inspiring contents like this.